One, action.
Good afternoon, my name is Fernanda.
And I'm Griselda, and this is New Fishing News.
On today's news, we're going to talk about different segments.
First, our partner Daniel is going to talk about the weather and some local news.
Then, our favorite nutritionist, Mariana Valli, telling us what to eat and what not to be healthy.
After that, Carlos, a veteran coming from Syria, is going to talk about the weapons he used on the war.
Also, after that, we're going to have an interview with our favorite international doctor called Samuel, directly from Boston.
Well, let's start with the weather report.
Good morning, Daniel.
Good morning, Fernanda.
Talk us about the weather, please.
Well, today weather will be very dry and hot. This is mainly caused by contamination accumulated in the air. According to different studies, this contamination is mainly caused by gases called greenhouse effect gases that are carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbons, and even water vapor. This contamination is mainly caused by releases from vehicles, factories, and many other combustions that release these contaminating gases. It is recommendable to stay indoors because this contamination may damage your health. For the next few weeks, temperature will be very hot and high, so stay in touch. Without anything else, back to the studio.
Thank you for your report, Daniel.
Now we're going to interview our special guest, the nutritionist Mariana.
Thank you for inviting me to your program.
Thank you for coming. We want to ask you some important questions. First of all, what do you think about the preservatives in food?
Well, when you eat food with substance like that, it can cause you many problems like breathing problems, heart problems, or it can cause you also cancer.
What do you think about the use of pesticides and fertilizers in crops?
Although they can improve the crops, make them resistant, they can cause also damage in our human body or health.
How do you think food technology will affect our community and our world in the future?
I think the farmers will stop using the fertilizers and the environment will improve, but it can also in a few years when the food technology pass by will affect the human body because of the chemicals they have or they introduce to the food.
Thank you for your participation. Now we will have another special guest, which is a veteran from Syria.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Carlos. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us your story?
Well, a lot of people doesn't know how hard it is to be in a war because you need to be aware of your environment and be careful with almost everything. And also, they think that winning a war is easy, but it isn't.
And what kind of weapons did you use during the war?
My squad and I were using M14, and the terrorists were using AK-47 and homemade bombs that they make a chemical mixture, then it provoke a chemical reaction and then the explosion.
Well, thank you for your time. We hope you can another day come to tell us more story about the war.
Thank you.
Now we have Dr. Samuel with us, and welcome to our program.
Thank you, Griselda. It's an honor to be here with you and the whole studio. Thank you.
I have some questions to ask you. Are you willing to answer them?
Yes, Griselda, of course.
Which is the main element of drugs?
Well, the main element of drugs, for like the most importance of them, is the drugs that are made of herbs, but they are chemically modified so they can be better and be used in a better way. And they are also used.
What is the relationship between chemistry and medicine?
Well, chemistry helps medicine by studying the diseases that the world has. And the medicine helps the chemistry by...
Now, it's time to say goodbye. But first, we would like to say that as you saw, chemistry is very important in our daily lives because it is everywhere. Many technologies wouldn't have existed without the study of chemistry. Although they have made many advances in many fields of science, it is also important to know about the contamination they cause.
We must all contribute to the protection of the environment. By, for example, reducing the use of spray cans because they contaminate gases that cause global warming. Also, the reuse of plastic cans because they make a lot of trash and that trash contaminates the environment. And the last one is the reusing of the fossil fuels, which can be done by using bicycles or many other vehicles that does not contaminate by the combustion of gasoline.
Thank you for watching us. We hope to see you next time on
On New Fishing News.